I'm Millie Shrivastava, Assistant Professor in IT Department, Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. Today I'm going to discuss servlets in web technology. So what are the servlets and what is the use of servlets? Basically, servlet is a Java class uh, in which we create some components, or we can say we create some containers. So, in case of servlets, a servlet basically is a Java-based web component that runs on a server and processes client requests to generate dynamic web pages, and in the form of different types of contents. So, it acts as a middle layer between client application and server applications such as web browsers. And basically, servlets are widely used in Java web technology to handle request, response, process data, and send responses typically like in HTML pages and JSON and XML format. Basically, it works in different forms, or we can say that different languages, that is HTML, XML and JSON and XML format. So, this is the basic introduction of servlet. Basically, servlet is a Java based content in which we create some containers, predefined containers. With the help of that container, we use that accordingly in our database or programs. So, servlet technology is used to create web application. Basically, we use servlet technology in the creation of web applications, such as residing at server and client server pages. Whenever we required any client server request, there are three process in which we can also say that that three steps or process behaves or acts like as a handshaking process, in which first of all, uh, client request to server, client sends a request to server in any reference or any request form for any web pages, and then server respond that data whatever client required, and after that client ensure that we receive that data. So, these three steps, first is request, response and okay. So, these three steps is known as handshaking process in which servlet works. Now, basically, I already told servlets are Java programs that run on the Java enabled web servers. So, in case of they are used to handle request obtained, we emphasize or say that basically in other terms that this is basically Java based web components that is run on a server and processes client requests. Basically, it processes client requests, whatever client request data or component, it basically processes client requests to generate dynamic web pages. Now, there are some properties of servlets and why we use servlet. This question is very important in servlet and in case in web technology. Why we use servlet? What is the basic use of servlets? And basically, there are some properties of web servlets. Servlets work on the server side. So, when we create any dynamic or static pages, basically it works either client side or server side. So, specifically servlet works on the server side. So, we can say that servlet is a server side program. So, now, servlets are capable to handling component requests obtained from the web servers. Now, these three steps, like first, 2 and 3, all that three steps is an example or process. We can say that this is a handshaking process. Handshaking process. In handshaking process, there is one request which goes from client to server, and after that server server whatever the data we required, server retrieve that data and respond to the client to that web page, and after that client ensures that okay, I received that data. So, these three steps known as handshaking process and in the form of servlet web server pages. So, next is servlet architecture. Servlet basically works in some specific architecture, and first of before reading this topic, servlet architecture, I'm going to discuss why we need servlet and why we required servlet. What is the use of servlet? Why we use servlet? So basically, there are some points or some specific types of contents in which by which we can say that servlet is very useful for us, that are basically servlet used to create dynamic web pages that can interact with users. I already told that ki servlet basically server side programming, server side pages, web pages, which is developed dynamically and which is created dynamically, and to create dynamic web pages, this is the main use of servlet, and this is helpful in the interaction of users. And second point, to handle form submissions and process data. Whenever we required some form submissions, or we need to require that data proceed further, and that we need to require that data processes in different ways, we use servlet. So servlet also facilitate us to handle form submission and process data. Next is to build web-based APIs. With the help of servlet, we also create some different web-based APIs, some different APIs, that is server-side APIs. And when we use this APIs, when we build this web-based API that communicate with database and other services, this is the basic and most important use of servlet. And servlet also provides session management for tracking users. In my next lecture, I will explain what is session management and tracking user. This is a different part, and here I only tell about this is also a point in which to provide session management for tracking users. Now, this is basic architecture of servlet architecture, and servlet, there is some life cycle of servlet which is most important, and this is basic architecture in which web browser, any web browser, with the help of any web browser, client sends the request to the web server, and there are some different databases. We can say that the server side databases, we create that databases with the help of servlet programs, or which is written in HTML, XML, different types of languages of coding. And there is some databases by which request sent by client in web server retrieve that page or that servlet program, retrieve that data, and after that retrieve that data, server sends that page or required data to a client. Now, how servlet works? Basically, when we talk about execution of servlet, basically involves 6 basic steps. What are these steps? There are some, the servlet container, how servlet works. Basically, there are different servlet containers for processes the request and forward it to the appropriate servlet, and after that the servlet executes its logic, process the request, and interacts with databases if needed, if required, whatever databases, whatever different page servlet required, user required, client required, servlet send or proceed that data in the form of different web pages. Now, there are basically involve 6 basic steps in the execution of servlet. What are that? The client send the request to the web server, the web server receives that request. Now, the web server passes the request to the corresponding servlet. In basically, there are different servlets of any specific server. So, whenever client sends request to the server, server pass that information to related servlet, and how server finds the what servlet is fulfill our requirement. So, this is basically based on session tracking. So, in case when we will study about session tracking, we will know that how servlet sends that data to corresponding servlet. Now web server passes the request to the corresponding servlet. Next, the servlet processes the request to generate and response in the from the output. In the form of output, that particular servlet respond that web page or data to that server. Now the servlet sends the response back to the web server, and the web server sends the response back to the client, and the client browser displays it on the screen. So these 6 steps basically works on the servlet architecture, which I already explained. Now why we use servlet and what are the advantages of servlet? So basically there are so many processes in which we create servlets, applet, and there are so many yes, server side applications. But why what are the advantages of servlet, why we use servlet? Now in these terms, basically better performance, portability, robust and secure, these are some specific contents or parts of advantages of servlet. And in case of advantages of servlet, servlet basically offers several benefits over older technology like CGI, Common Gateway Interface. What is Common Gateway Interface? Common Gateway Interface basically an interface in which a client and a servlet, or a servlet or a server and a servlet interact with each other. So basically servlet is a platform independent also. Servlet is a platform independent, written in Java, making them portable across different operating systems and web servers. And for the case of better performance, in case of with the help of servlet, we can say that this acts as a better performance. So next is basically this is servlet servlet web pages written in Java, and making them portable across different operating systems and web servers. So with the help of that portability and that portable performance services, its performance is more better than other servers. Now there is uses a single instance with multiple threads. There are we can say that there is single instance there are different multiple threads by which we can transfer our information to different different part of any client which is required that data. So in case of servlet, this it facilitate also that it uses single instance with multiple threads instead of creating new process for each request again and again, as in as we know that in CGI, Common Gateway Interface, there are no any single instance. There are there are some new process in which we need to create a new processes for each request or response. So in case of servlet, there is no need of to create more and more new processes for each request. So it provides a single instance with multiple threads. Now with the help of this facility, that is single instance with multiple threads, it provides faster execution and lower memory consumptions also. Now we need not to be required to create different instances for any basic or specific task. So this is one of the main advantage of servlet, and by which scalability process also very high in case of servlet, and by which we can handle multiple requests simultaneously using multi-threading. Here we use the concept of multi-threading also. So with the help of multi-threading concept, we can handle multiple requests simultaneously using multi-threading. Now This is suitable for large scale applications also, and here is some security processes that supports authentication with the help of digital password, digital signature, supports authentication, encryption, decryption algorithms, and session management. With the help of all these technology, we can say that servlet is more secure or higher secure than other applications. Now we can easily implement security measures using Java EE security APIs with the help of different API security APIs. We can implement security measures also in case of servlet. Now there is some integration with Java, because we know that servlet basically works on Java. So basically integration with Java EE technology, it will be very useful to create different we can say that required system applications which is robust and reliable also. Now in case we also say that whenever we need to require or utilize Java exception handling, in case of Java exception handling, like garbage collection and storage memory management. So with the help of session management, with the help of, in case of session management, we all take care of Java exception handling, garbage collection, and storage memory management also. So in servlet there are some cookies management which supports cookies also, URL rewriting, and HTTP sessions for tracking users session. So these are some advantages of servlet. And one more thing, this is reusable and maintainable also. If we create any servlet web page with the help of container or some other web services, so we reuse that pages again and again with according to our requirement. Now next is what is common gateway interface. Basically loading and basically common gateway interface is actually an external application that is written by using any of the programming languages like C, C++, and this responsible for processing client and generating dynamic contents. So in case of basically common gateway interface works as an interface in between client and server, or servlet between servlet and a server, and it is written in any language like C or C++, whatever we require. And basically it with the help of this we regenerate dynamic contents. So what is the meaning of dynamic content? Dynamic content means we can change or modify that page in runtime also. So this is the meaning of dynamic content. Now it first locates the requested web page that is required CGI application using URL. First of all, we create that CGI page, and with the help of URL and with the help of session tracking in URL, and with the help of that URL we can go to that page easily. This is the example of common gateway interface. There are some difference between servlet and common gateway interface. This is very important question for AKTU purpose only. Also, servlets are portable and efficient, whereas CGI is not portable. Now, in servlet, sharing data is possible. In case of servlet, we can share data easily, but in case of CGI, sharing data is not possible. Now, servlets can directly communicate with the web server. I already told servlet is a server side program which is already directly communicate with the web servers, and in case of CGI cannot directly communicate with the web server. This is the main or basic difference in between servlets and CGI. Now servlets are less expensive than CGI, and CGI is more expensive than servlets. So servlets can handle the cookies and CGI can not handle the cookies very well. Now Basically, servlet works in these terminology, or we can say that this is servlet life cycle. So, first of all, HTTP, the basic terminology used in servlet: HTTP request types, difference between get and post, methods, container, server, and difference between web server and application server, content type, introduction to XML, and deployment. These are some basic terminology of servlet. So, in case of this is simple HTTP hypertext transfer protocol, how it works whenever we required or we set our web pages in HTTP language, and this is a request, this works only in the request response method, that is client sends a request and server retrieve that data, or with the help of session tracking and different URLs, it send that with the help of URLs, send that information or page which is required by the client to different servlets, and after that when it got the request, that page, and it HTTP responses to the client. There are some request methods: get, post, head, put, delete, options, and trace. What is the use of that methods? That is, get asked to get the resource at the requested URL. What is with the help of get method, we can retrieve basically that resource which is required at the requested URL. And in case of post method, ask to the server to accept the body info attached. It is like to get request in different types, and finally it manages the life cycle and ensuring that the servlet is loaded different parts, that initialize, execute, and finally destroyed methods. And in case of header, ask for only the header part. Whenever we require only header part, we use header request method. Now, trace. What is trace? Ask for the loop back for the request method for testing or troubleshooting. And when the first request comes through the server, that is startup, it configured the servlet container. And next is put, says to put the enclosed info at the requested URL. So, whenever we need to whenever we need to delete any page or any content, then we use delete HTTP request method, say to delete the resources at the request URL. Now, last is options. Ask for a list of HTTP methods to which the things at the requested URL can respond. So, basically the servlet containers manages different parts or different terminologies, which is also ensuring life cycle of servlet. That is, servlet is loaded, initialized, executed, and finally destroyed. This is also very important question, and which is asked in negative so many times. It is, what is the difference between get and post method? So, in case of get request, only limited amount of data can be sent because data is sent in header. Now, in case of post request, large amount of data can be sent because data is sent in body, in the form of complete body. Now, get request is not secured because data is exposed in URL bar, and post request is secured because data is not exposed in URL bar. Get request can be bookmarked and post request cannot be bookmarked. And get request is this is some different, request is not independent. Now, get request is more efficient and used more post, and post request is less efficient and used less data. So, this is basic difference between get and post method. Now, containers. What is containers? Container basically provides runtime environment for Java EE application, that is lifecycle management, multi-threading support, object pooling, and security systems also. So, basically container is a jar type structure in which we store our web pages which is written in web applications which is written in servlets. Now, Servers. It is a running program of software that provides services. There are two types of server. Basically, we know that there are two types of servers, web servers and application server. What is the use of web server and application server? Web server basically used on the over the internet. We use web servers, and in case of application servers, there are so many applications in which we use we use that server as a application server only. So, what are the content times when we code any servlet pages? That is HTML, text, plain, application, MS Word, application, VNT, MS Excel. We use that contents, application jar, application PDF, application stream, XZip, JPEG, QuickTime, etc. These are some contents. Type is also known as multipurpose internet mail extension. This is multipurpose internet mail extension type. It is HTTP header, and that provides a description about what are you sending to the browser. Whatever we require to sending the user, we use that content. With the help of that contents, we basically a servlet goes through the various stages, and from creation to destruction, there is some initialization part and destroy part. From creation to destruction, known as the servlet life cycle. And this servlet containers, when we use different containers like Tomcat, Jetty or Wildfly, manages this basically manages it manages life cycle of servlet, and life cycle of servlet, that is initiation to deletion, and ensuring that the servlet is loaded into different parts and initialize, execute properly, and finally destroyed it. So, this is the main content of servlets. Here is some example how we create the deployment description of in XML file. First of all, we initialize the XML file, and we initialize servlet and servlet name. Like we need to create any servlet page, XYZ, name is XYZ. This is the name of servlet, and we need next we need to describe servlet class. What type of class? Like demo servlet. This is example of demo servlet class, in which servlet mapping, and then we map that servlet. This is basically, this part is used for servlet mapping. And next is like we need to create some other different file, servlet name, servlet file, and URL pattern. Whatever pattern in which we need to create that URL pattern, and this is basically used for example, I have given this name as welcome, and servlet mapping and web app. So, this is simple example of creating the deployment description of any web page with the help of XML coding. So, this is all about servlet introduction. In our next lecture, I will discuss servlet life cycle. What is servlet life cycle, which is also very important part of servlet. So, this is all for today. Thank you so much.